Good afternoon, Mercer Island material science parents. Welcome to Curriculum Night. I'm Miss Griggs, your student's material science technology teacher. In this video, I'm going to go over what material science is all about, some important information for you guys, and a little bit about me. As I just said, I'm Miss Griggs. This is my 5th year teaching at Mercer Island High School. I have 3 dogs. That's one of them. That's Olive. She tends to join our classes because she likes to lay on the bed right there. I also have 2 other dogs and 2 sons. One son is 8 months old now, and we moved here from Georgia about 4 years ago. I've been a teacher for 13 years now. I've taught all sorts of sciences, and teaching really is my passion, especially hands-on science. That's what I gear my education towards. I also teach horticulture at Crest, and I teach chemistry as well at the high school. But let's get into our material science technology information. So material science is definitely a hands-on science. We are constantly doing labs, doing all sorts of different experiments and things of that nature. I have actually sent home lab kits as well this year while in remote learning because I wanted to retain that part of the class as best as we could. Typically, when we're in the classroom, we're doing between 2 and 3 labs a day, or not a day, sorry, a week, 2 or 3 labs a week, and also doing lots of hands-on projects per each unit. So let's see, next slide here. So what is material science? Well, it's kind of artistic because you do have to have a little bit of finesse for the class. It's technically the study of solids, solid materials. So sometimes it's called the study of stuff. It is a combination of chemistry, physics, mathematics, and even art. And it's a really, really engaging hands-on science. So typically material science is about understanding and developing a greater appreciation for the importance of the variety of materials that we have in our lives. So everything from metals, polymers, ceramics, glass, and composites. And we study how those materials can be changed or manipulated, and how those processes help us better society, through innovation and things of that nature, and the search for new materials to solve our problems as humans. So what does a material scientist typically do? They study the basic building blocks of matter and materials through chemistry. They study the properties of materials, transformation, and how those materials perform. We do a lot of destructive testing in material science to see how materials form under stress, and the kids really get a kick out of that. So our units are broken down into 5 main units. Our first unit that we're currently in is the solids unit, where we're learning about things like crystals and basic chemistry concepts. And then we move into metals, where we manipulate metals. We do lots of experiments with metals. Hopefully we'll be doing metals in the spring when we return to in-person, because it's really hard to do metal labs at home without the equipment. We make lots of things. The kids get to build bridges. They get to explore materials like oobleck. You may have seen your student exploring oobleck a couple weeks ago. That was one of our first labs. They also build composites and things of that nature. We do this one lab with cement pucks where we test them to destruction. I like to let the kids build things, break things, and explore things. That's my motto. We also work with glass and ceramics. We learn about the properties of glass. We learn how to bend glass, blow glass, pull glass, and make beads with glass. We also have 6 kilns in our material science classroom or lab, and they'll learn how to fuse glass as well. One of the big projects that we do in the spring is we make raku. We team up with the ceramics class with Miss Chantel Torrey, and we do a field trip, quote unquote. It's really just we all go out to the commons, the amphitheater at the commons, and we learn how to do the practice of raku, which is where we transform clay using oxidation and fire reduction. So we fire all of the ceramic pieces in these big kilns outside, and then when they're nice and hot, we put them in these trash cans that have newspaper in them, and then we cover them up, and because of that oxidation process, they come out with some really cool colors, and the kids are really involved in that part of the field trip. Hopefully we'll be able to do that safely in the spring. We also study polymers. So polymers is going to be our next unit after we do the solids unit. And we learn how to make things like slime and bouncy balls. We also do some ink printing using Bombay ink and rice paper. We do some marbling with that. They also get to make items out of polymers that they get to take home and things of that nature. The program Material Science Technology is affiliated through ASM, which is the American Society of Materials, and all of our curriculum comes from them. I've also attended 2 of their teacher camps over the past 3 years, and that's where I get all of my labs and inspiration. I'm also part of their teacher cohort program while in remote learning to have resources with that, or things that other material science teachers around the country are doing, and we share all of our ideas and things of that nature there. So a little bit about my virtual classroom. At the beginning of each class, this is what the students will come into my Bitmoji classroom, which gives them a little bit of a welcome, what supplies they're going to be needing, in any information about location or disposal that's important for them to know. Also, it has my dogs in there. Those are my 3 dogs, and my 2 sons over here, Nicholas and Lorenzo, and my love of Diet Coke, which the kids get a kick out of. So some important information about doing work at home. So for each unit, while we are still in remote learning, I will provide the students with a lab supplies kit, and typically those lab supply kits will have 5 to 8 labs in them. And those will need to be picked up at the front office, or I can deliver them if you need me to. That's not a problem. If you don't wish for your student to do at-home labs, I can provide alternatives, or I can provide videos of those labs upon request. You may have already seen some of my emails. I've been sending out weekly emails about updates about what we're doing that week, any precautions you need to take, or additional information about location or cleanup that is important for you as a parent to know and understand. But please be aware that all of the lab supplies that I'm sending home are common household items that are very safe, and you can dispose of them down the sink or in the trash. I'm not going to send home anything that could potentially cause harm. I will also provide recordings of all of my labs so that students can reference them. If they are absent or miss part of the lab, they're always going to be attached to the Schoology assignment. There's more information on that in the syllabus if you haven't read through that yet. So in material science, we keep these journals, and here's an example of our journal. This is our first unit journal right here. It's blue. It's our solids unit journal. They will be able to use these journals on their assessment. So it's really important that they keep up with these. And it's also a good chance for them to practice organization skills. And that's really essential for workplace and college prep. Each unit will have its own journal that I will provide. While in remote learning, students will need to pick them up at the front office, or I can have them delivered. So this is a really important slide. For this class, each of your students, if they get a B+ or better, they will earn college credit. I believe material science is affiliated through Lake Washington College Credit, and it is actually 4 college credit units. At the end of the year, I'll be sending out some information about how to register and claim that credit. but your student does have to get a B plus or better. I work really hard with my students to make sure that they do get that B plus or better. Also, the class counts as a lab science, or it can count as a CCR credit, just depending on what your student needs. If you have any questions about that, ask your counselors. Most students use it as a lab science credit, though. I focus on career exploration in this class. It is a CCR class, which stands for Career College Readiness. And I encourage the students to attend the Beyond High School nights in the fall and in the spring, where they can explore different career options. We do a career research project in the middle of the school year, and I give the students the opportunity to find alternative careers that are related to material science that really interest them. I also try and tie in careers that are related to each unit and discuss those with the students. And I also put a heavy focus on vocational education and other alternative options to the four-year college path. I think it's really important that students are exposed to all different types of careers and not just the four-year college path. And lastly, if you need to get a hold of me, the best way to get in touch with me is using my email, kimberly.griggs@mercerislandschools.org. If you'd like to send me a text message or call me, you can use my Google phone number through the school district, which is 425-270-7320. Generally, I will answer back from emails or phone calls within 24 hours, no later than 48 hours. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I am looking forward to having a good year with your students, whether we're in remote learning or in person. We will make the best of it. And if you have any questions, just get in touch with me. Thanks. Bye.